Alright, I believe we are live. Let me just do a quick audio check. Yes, I'm audible. Hello and welcome everyone to the Indian Racing League Division 2 Season 10 finale around the streets of Baku. This is one of the most loved racetracks for some of the. It's not a very loved racetrack for all, but it's a brilliant place to have the season finale. We had a very enthralling, entertaining race last season, and by the looks of it, we're going to see something similar this time round. As we see, Shooter has just gone pole, but has been usurped by Shrikant immediately, almost by about 3 tenths. Something in me feels like they're not really giving their all out right now. Shrikant's time could definitely be improved on. I think that Shooter and especially Harsh are sandbagging right now. They're not trying to showcase their complete pace at the moment, and I think there's something wrong with the spectator menu. We should not be looking at that. Hello, Jishnu. Sorry. Hello, PSI. Hello, Jin. And Jin saying that lap time's about half a second slower than expected on the first run. Fair enough, but even at that rate, Harsh should only be roundabout where Shooter is right now, and that is quite a problem. Wicked Vicky, Wicked Vicky has just got P2 in the Red Bull. This might be the last time we might see these drivers in these very teams, especially these two, Shooter and Harsh. This might be the last time we see them in D2, at least for the foreseeable future. And Noble Garter with a magnificent lap, a 140.218. That is creme de la creme at the moment. Let's be onward with somebody at the start their lap. So I think Avi and Domithor are very close in formation. And before anything, I would just like to apologize for my voice. I have a bit of a cold and a cough, so I'm not going to be at my peak as I would like to, but I shall do my best regardless. Let's follow Domithor maybe as we look to see the Aston Martins see out the season in style. In fashion, they may not have won the constructors, but they can definitely. Domithor can somehow help his teammate secure the driver's title, which looks a bit unlikely at the moment, but never say never. Anything's possible. Domithor going down, going down the very long back straight, which is also the main straight. DRS open. Going towards turn 1. Aston Martin brakes nice and early, gets a good turn in. Turn 1 navigated very well. It's all 90-degree corners, these first 4 turns. And let's have a look at turn 2. Turn 2, he brakes a little later, misses the apex, but still keeps it under control. Thankfully, he's not made a mistake. Thankfully, not made a very big mistake. Jin saying a 141.3 by Domithor. That's alright. I think that's a decent assumption to make, given the current pace. I see somebody's had a moment. Turn 4 goes Domithor. I'm not sure if this thing is called turn 5 or this is just a little king, but I think this is turn 5. And Domithor 36.0 in the first sector. Turn 6. Approaching turn 7. The Alpha Tauri of Abhi should not be an issue for him, ideally, but nonetheless, anything's possible. Turn 7, now through the very difficult section of turn 8, turn 9, turn 10, and now turn 11. And he navigates it decently. Could have taken a little bit more speed there. I think Domithor is being very cautious with the throttle right now. Turn 12, and now turn 13, and into the, I'm sure I may have missed a turn there, turn 14, and he has invalidated somehow. I'm not sure how he's managed to do that. Maybe just went a bit over track limits there. So let's pick up where he left off with Abhi. Abhi ends sector 3 and starts the final section of corners. This is where it all went wrong for Redstone Derp 1 season ago in D1. Hello Sidvi, nice to see you in the chat. Onto the back straight goes Abhi, DRS open, and using all the battery. I think for once Abhi is showcasing some pace around here, but he goes P8, that is the last of the running cars as of now. I think Abhi could be a contender for possible podium. It's a bit of a... Oh, Falcon has decided to call it a day and has retired in the pit lane. In the pits itself, so that's we're not going to see Falcon out on track in this session at least. Quite a few people in the comments tonight. So welcome everyone. It's always nice to have you with us. Give me your predictions for poll, guys. What do y'all think? Who could be on poll? What's your top 3 prediction actually? Not just poll. Poll is, I mean, pretty straightforward. Sidvi, who's gonna win the championship? At the moment, the favorite would be this man, Harsh, who is starting another lap. So while we stay on board with him, I think let me run through the message that Caesar had sent us some time back. I think so. Harsh leads the championship by 24 points, and you know what the award is for winning a race? You are awarded 25 points. So if Harsh does not finish and Shooter wins, this could still be possible scenario where Shooter could still win. However, it's gonna take a lot of good luck for Shooter in that regard to be able to do that. And Harsh saying that okay, sorry, Jean saying something about Harsh which I missed, which I couldn't see the comment in time. PSI has joined the session. I believe he should be joining me in the party as well. Harsh with a little bit of lag there as he goes through turn 6, now approaching turn 7, and I think behind him is Shooter who's on his outlap. Now through turn 7, Harsh breaking a little late, I feel. He would have taken a little early break to that turn, but let's have a look at Liam. Sorry. Let's be on board with him through turn 8, 9 and 10. Harsh with a nice run through the castle section, but I think he walked down a little bit on the throttle. That would not help him out through this fast section of left-handers. He clips the wall there. That could have ended in tears for the Ferrari driver, and I think has he backed off or something. There was a very weird kind of turn that he took through there, but he ends sector 2, and I cannot see the delta because of my headphone volume indicator showing up on my screen. But Harsh coming up to the line, this could possibly see him move up to where Wicked Vicky is. I see a yellow flag for an Alfa Romeo. That has to be Ace who's on his outlap, but we'll follow Harsh. For now, coming up to the line, the Ferrari driver can improve up to P3 just ahead of Wicked Vicky, like I had predicted. So I think I'm a Nostradamus right here with some of the predictions I've made throughout the course of season 10. And look who has joined us. It is the legend, the teammate of all time, and an expert movie producer, PSI legend, Niropam, saying all the best to Shooter. Well, you're onward with Shooter right now. He has some traffic ahead of him. There's a Mercedes ahead. I hope that Mercedes gets out the way in time. It may have given him a little bit of a tow. That is Raman. So that's going to be a little bit of an issue, I think, if it caused Shooter to lose some time in come the end of the first sector. Let's have a look. Mosquito's retired, and I cannot see the gap to the percentage by which he's improved. Yes, I can't hear PSI either. I think he's still loading in. Harsh is ahead of Shooter, but he gets out the way. That may have slightly distracted Shooter because I'm sure he's not expecting Harsh to take a left turn there, add a right turn through the castle section and into the fast left-hander, the triple left-hander at this. The elevation changes around the circuit are magnificent, I must say. That's something that I really like about the circuit as well. Look how you just go downhill and you go all the way back to sea level. I think you go below sea level around here at Baku. Shooter is up by, again I can't see the delta, that's no worries for that. He will come up to the line. What can Shooter do? Shooter coming up through this last section of corners. He could still get ahead of Shrikant, I believe, but it's going to be a bit of a task to get ahead of Noble. Shrikant did improve on his personal best. My apologies. Shooter coming up to the line, almost out of battery, and Shooter improves all the way. No, he stays where he was. Oh, that's not a particularly good lap by Shooter then, because he will definitely have to do another lap if he wants to hold on to his maximum number of poles in his season record, which I think he currently has with 10. Correct me if I'm wrong. Harsh coming into the pit lane. Shrikant has crucially made his way ahead of his teammates. So once again, I think this is Shrikant having some pace over Harsh. I see Raman has started a lap, and I think Ace has, or who's just started a lap? That's Harshi. No, that's somebody else. No, I think that was Raman. My apologies. So I was just a bit confused there. And Jin saying that medium TC will be an issue. It will be even more of an issue if you're on full traction. As you can see with Raman's throttle input there, PSI has left the session. I think something's up with PSI's mic or with sorry, with something's up with his internet or with his mic, I think. But Raman coming up to turn 7, and Raman will struggle, I think, with corner exit specifically, because he runs full traction from what I last talked to him. He will definitely have an issue with some corner exits because he's currently in P7. That's not where we've seen Raman over the course of the season. Jin saying that Canadian internet is a bit dodgy. Well,
Canadian internet isn't dodgy. I'm just confused. When you speak. Alpine is love.
Welcome, welcome, PSI. The teammate of all time is here.
Jai Maharashtra chips. I'm feeling sad that you had to speak for all this while and you were sick as well. But what a legend, man! Is still doing comms.
The only legend here is PSI Legends. You did leave the session though, so do you need another invite?
Did I? Oh.
Yep, it said that.
Then in that case, the Canadian internet is dodgy then.
And we have Raman up to P6, Domithor speeding through the last few corners. And I'm gonna very quickly send you an invite, PSI, or no, I think is Domithor coming into the pits, so what's he doing? Let's have a look, he is pitting, so don't do that in the race, Domithor. You will. Oh, what was that?
Did I desync the lobby?
Not sure, although there is proof of that with what just happened to Domithor on the mainstream. He just flew back out onto the track and then came back, so not sure what's going on here.
Last race for D2, no, one last time.
Yeah, one last time around these. Wow, I'm not able to find my words. Caesar saying that Srikanth will DNF tonight, and Harshi has had a lap time 7.8 seconds slower than Noble Gata, his teammate. So I'm not sure what they're doing at Haas, which I think the Harshi's car might have the 2016 upgrade package and Noble's might have the 2026 upgrade package. I'm gonna send you a party invite really fast. Game invite really fast though.
Yeah.
Yes. And yes, Caesar, please give us a nice poll in the chat. We want to vote for some things, quite a few things we usually vote for nowadays in the official live streams. We have welcome back, PSI. You have rejoined. So the top 5 all on out laps. Raman currently on his in lap. I don't think Raman has timed this very well. He will not be able to come for another hot lap at this point. So his only chance to... No, actually I think there's quali over for him. He can't even get to the line in time because he will not be able to start another lap. So that's quali over for Raman. He will be no better than P6. That means that I feel Domithor could definitely usurp his position. 7 could also get ahead. A yellow flag for somebody. Oh! No, just under a minute and a half left. Just under a minute.
Oh.
Just over a minute left. I'm sorry. Harshi has beaten it, so that's the end of qualifying for him. One Haas will start no better than P11, while the other one can still hold on to P1, although the is getting really heated at the top there. Srikanth is less than 3 tenths away from Noble Gata. What's your prediction, PSI? Who do you think can be on pole today? Safe bet Noble Gata?
I think Harsh can if he sets the lap properly. I don't know why he's so slow, but Noble really has pace, so I think it's going to be close. It's going to be close.
Yes, definitely. As we can see, Harsh has started his lap. Shooter is yet to start his lap. Luckily, for all these drivers, the yellow flag rules don't apply. You don't have to slow down when there's a yellow flag in qualifying. And obviously, you can't have red flags, so it doesn't matter where you start your lap. Shooter will want a good toe. Harsh is going for his lap without a toe, although I think he might get a little bit from... who's that car? I'm not sure who that is. But Harsh going through turn 2 goes a bit deep into that corner there. PSI, do let me know if you notice anything of note. I will switch over to that.
Yep.
Checkered flag is about to come out. I do not think Srikanth will get to the line in time. He will not. That's going to be a massive problem for him. And let's be on board with him. He does not. He misses it by about a second. That is super unlucky for Srikanth. Wow, that is remarkable how that's happened. Harsh, I can't see he's down by half. He's down by 500ths in the first sector, half a tenth. Let's have a look at what Shooter can do. Shooter is coming up to the timing line at the end of sector 1. Noble Gata is also down by just under a tenth. Srikanth obviously can't improve. What can Wicked Vicky do? What can Shooter do? Shooter is up by 3 tenths. That's gonna be crucial. He needs to get ahead of his championship rival Harsh if he wants to have a chance, even the slightest chance of the title. It's still possible for him. He does kiss the wall there, getting a bit romantic. Harsh coming up to the end of sector 2. There's an Alpha Tauri ahead. Who is that? That must be Abhi, who's on the lap. And Harsh to sector 2. He's up by 2.5 tenths. That's where he's made the gains. He's made his gains in sector 2. What about Shooter? What about Noble Garter? What can Noble do? Noble coming down the hill. There's a Mercedes ahead who's going a bit slow. Noble, is he going to improve? He's down by 2.5 times. This might just be what Harsh needs. This. What about Wicked Vicky? What about Shooter? I can't see Shooter's delta. Can't see
Harsh is
Shooter's.
about to finish the lap.
Yeah, and Harsh, I don't think he'll be able to get out ahead of Shrikant though. Yeah, he can't. He was a long way behind Shrikant. What about Shooter? What about Noble Garter? Noble Garter having a shocking lap, but however his first lap stood the test of time, and he will probably hold on to P1 unless Wicked Vicky or Shooter can do anything. And Shooter does get ahead of his rival. What about Wicked Vicky? He's drained all his battery, and Wicked Vicky finishes the lap. I think he stays P5. So,
yeah, he stays P5.
Yes, while I make a very quick pit stop to get rid of some of this stuff that's not allowing me to speak very well, I would like you to run through the running order PSI while I just...
For sure. So it's Noble Garter on pole with a 142. That's a very, very good lap. I can hear chips in the background coughing. That's really sad. Shrikant finishing close behind him, 2 tenths. Then we have Shooter, Harsh, Wicked Vicky, Raman, Domithor, Sen 7B, Ace, Abhi in the top 10. We have Hershey in P11, Vintage Flare, Falcon, Deadly Mosquito, who haven't set a lap actually. And for some reason I can't scroll. Who's the last guy? Oh yeah, the Deadly Mosquito is the last guy. So it's a pretty interesting grid. I am not sure why these guys didn't set a lap. I think they have a quali ban, so yeah, it's going to be an interesting race out there. Let's see. If it's going to be wet, it's going to be horrible at this track because people are going to crash out. So let's hope that's not the case. Are you back, Chips?
Hello.
I hear wind noises. Are you okay?
Yes, you are going to be racing. I think you're going to be starting the race. Yes, so...
Oh yeah,
let's see which car you're in. I want to see which car you're in.
I'm in the Shrikant's favorite car.
The Red Bull.
Yes, indeed.
There's a certain blue car that beckons. Its beck and call is all for you, PSI. But let us know what the weather forecast is like.
It's cloudy and it's going to be super sunny at the end. So not really much going on.
Doesn't look too cloudy right now. Do let me know when the counter hits.
Not like
5 seconds.
Not like overcast, like just cloudy, broken clouds.
Acha. Okay, fair enough. Then that's. I was expecting some rain, given that the drivers took about a minute and a half to come out of the pit lane during the first few minutes of qualifying. But I think we should have the restart any moment now. What's the strategy looking like? Oh, 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights for one last time in D2. It's gonna be lights out and away we go. Shrikant gets a little better start as compared to Noble Garter, and going into turn 1, I think Shrikant will have the inside line. He and Noble are gonna go side by side, and I think Shrikant and Noble are still level pegging. This is gonna be so close. Somebody's further back has gone into the wall. The Deadly Mosquito, he said he was going to try to be clean, and he's lasted less than a corner. Noble Garter falls to P3. Harsh has stayed in P4. I think is that a safety car? That is a safety car. 1 corner D2, 1 corner. That's a brand new record. Amazing. Wow. That's remarkable. Let's have a look at the tire situation. So the entire field is on mediums, bar Raman and Harshi. Raman's on softs and Harshi is on the hard tires. How does the track feel, PSI? How does it feel on the first lap?
I haven't gone more than like 70 miles per hour, so I'm just gonna wait for the safety car to catch up. And oh, never mind. The safety car is just.
Safety car's gonna wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
never mind.
Yeah. Let's have a look up ahead. Jin asking if Noble has damage. He did hit the wall, although from the stream his front wing looks intact from my POV. Although I'm pretty sure that's not the case. The game is quite a brilliant. It's very good with consistency. The Mosquitoes left the session. It's super unfortunate for Mosquito. That's just what happened. I'm not sure where he had qualified. I can't remember that. Shooter.
He was last.
He was last? Okay.
Yeah.
So he just went straight into turn 1. I couldn't even catch him.
I think there was a contact between someone, so he bumped off into the wall, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Which is very unfortunate because at that part, turn 1, if you're going side by side with someone, you either should concede mostly.
Yeah.
So it's very tricky there.
Yeah, some of these drivers are going very hot through that fast left-hander, that can be a bit of an issue. But as we end the first lap, I think the only strategy call that we can have is Raman maybe boxing for hard tires, because I think the safety car is going to be far and few after the first lap. No, everybody stays out, so I don't think they all have damage, and any of them have damage. Raman is staying out, so strategy I don't think will be much. Oh, somebody's boxing. That's Harshi. So I think PSI. I think it was Harshi and Mosquito who made contact. Was it? If you
I'm
saw
not sure
something along
who
those lines.
he made contact with, but I did see like he bounced off, I think. So, not sure who he touched.
Yeah, fair enough. That's all right. No worries. I see you're retiring. Thank you. Unfortunate that the game. Oh, and you're back on track.
What?
Yeah, you're back on track.
But I clicked retire.
Your car is on track.
What?
Oh, it's back in the pit lane. It's trying to escape the back rooms to the racetrack, but yeah, finally you have retired. Oh, this is you have to admire Codemaster's persistence to make the worst quality product possible year after year. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Let's have a look at this little bunch though. Up ahead, can Shrikant cause an issue for Shooter? Can Shrikant cause a bit of a headache for Shooter? Do you think?
I mean, championship-wise, I think Harsh has finished it, right? If he just finishes this race on the points, I think he's won, right?
He has to finish.
Right?
If he finishes P8, he's got the championship regardless of where Shooter finishes.
Yeah, so I don't think Shrikant's gonna defend against Shooter too hard. I think he's gonna mind his own race, but at the same time, you never know. Harsh might want to go for that one last win, and Shrikant might want to help his teammate out. But let's see what happens.
There's nothing like stealing a championship off in style. You would obviously want to have a good end to your season, and given the season we've had in D2 this time around, I think that it is. We've seen just one purely dominant performance, and that was Singapore and Shooter. I can't honestly remember another dominant performance, and yeah, that is one race that you missed, which I think the world was hoping to see you race. Yeah.
Of course, in Singapore, you always have to be dominant. So dominance is the key in Singapore. But
of course,
safety car is still out.
Safety car will be out for another lap, I think, because Harshi is just caught up to the field. And Jishnu asking me a very important question, PSI. Will we see a masterclass from you tomorrow in D1?
I mean, Abu Dhabi was how many laps? 25, right? Or 26? I don't remember.
20, I think it's 29, no? Something like that.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I might stay out on hards again. I don't know. Who knows?
Wink, wink.
Wink, indeed. And Alpine is love, sir. At the end of the day, that is the only reality.
But unfortunately, we don't have a single Alpine tonight on the racetrack. I can see Alfa Romeos, AlphaTauris. I think I can see every team bar an Alpine. That is heartbreaking. It is truly heartbreaking. We can see a Williams. We can see an Aston. Let's actually just count. We have nothing much to do right now. Let's have a look at the position changes. What's going on here between Falcon and Vintage? That was a little moment there. Shrikant Shooter gaining 1 place each. Noble losing 2. Vintage and Falcon gaining 2 each. Avi and Harshi losing 2. And obviously at the back it is not inconsequential. Let's have a look at the tires.
I wish there was a feature where you could, like, as a spectator, know if a car is on AI in, like, safety car.
You just have to judge that. I mean, like, let's go for instance
on judge that, but yeah.
So I don't think anybody's on AI at the moment, because if they're on AI, there's a very characteristic janky steering that the AI does. I don't really know what the best way to describe it is, but yeah, they drive very erratically, the AI. They just, you can make out when it's a robot driving and when it's a human driving. Although I think that Shooter at some points in the season has that robot-like consistency, while Harsh has that robot-like speed. So which one of them is going to be the best robot at the end of this race? We shall find out. Another 24 laps to go once we cross the line. Would you like to take us through the restart, PSI? I'll go onward with whoever you want me to.
All right, perfect. Let's go on board Shrikant, I guess, or you can be on board Shooter. He's still weaving around Shrikant very aggressively. So maybe this is coordinated between him and Harsh, like 2021 Red Bull. But um, I don't know. He wanna go very. Oh, he's gone already. That's very surprising.
That's very early. That's very
Yeah.
early. And that's not gonna pan out very well for him because Shooter will definitely get some slipstream, although I think Shrikant has depleted quite a bit of his battery. But what can Harsh do? What can Noble Garter do at this restart? Further back, I see some moves being made between Seven and Domithor possibly. No, Seven stays back, hangs back for the moment. No position changes into turn one, but I see Noble Garter very close to the back of Shooter, although he makes a little mistake as we go in towards turn three. Sorry, on the run towards turn three. Sorry. Noble and Shooter trying to break the slipstream. Harsh, I don't think Harsh has a very good setup tonight. He is struggling.
Yeah, he's struggling too much there. Chips. He's literally oversteering at the exits and everything. So I don't know. Maybe the tires aren't gripping with the setup.
I think something along
Uh,
those lines because Wicket Wiki is right on his heels and Wicket Wiki could look to have a run at him because I think Harsh's car is not pointy enough. He, he's really struggling at the corner entry. He is all right at corner exit, I feel, but corner entry he really struggles, and that's where he loses the majority of his time. Same thing with skinny wing plus a front suspension that's too aggressive for his style. I think that's fair enough because he's already
setup
lost a
good.
second. Already lost a second to Noble Garter. And the top three are pulling away. Shooter got very close to Shrikant, but I think he made a little mistake at the downhill section. And as we got onto the back straight, Noble Garter could have a nice run. Harsh losing his rear end there for a little brief moment of time. And that's a brilliant helicopter shot. I think that Wicket Wiki, if he stays consistent,
Oh,
he
what a
could
shot.
be threat to him. But Shooter is not going to leave anything behind. He is going to go for the move into turn one. And what can Shrikant do? Shooter with the fastest lap. Will Shrikant go for a dive? He will not. Shrikant did say that he's become really clean over the course of this season, and I think that is case in point. He has really picked up the
It
pieces.
could be tactical also from Shrikant to get the second. Oh, never mind. He really struggled at the exit there, but
I, I think yeah, that's Shrikant is just trying to hang on. I think Shooter, I think definitely was the fast car. Shooter just didn't get a good lap in qualifying. I think I saw Mercedes kiss the wall. Could have been Raman, could have been Seven. Both of them are very close to one another. I see Hershey and Falcon very close. But yeah, up ahead, Harsh has closed down the gap a little bit to Noble Garter. So, is this tactical by Shrikant? Is he trying to back up Noble Garter such that Harsh can get ahead and then Shrikant can hold the pack for a few laps while Harsh runs away?
the thing is, if Shrikant can't hold Noble too much because Shooter's gonna just run away, in my opinion. So
Oh,
like,
there's a yellow flag.
there's yellow
Domithor
flags.
has crashed at a very odd part of the racetrack, has he? Or is it in the castle section? No.
Oh, Vintage almost avoided him.
Yeah,
I don't know if the car was ghosted for him or not, but
that's the
my
castle section
God.
for you. Anything can happen around Baku. I don't think this plays in very well to his teammates' hands. Because Shooter, I don't think wanted to make a pit stop at this point. And given that he's leading, he can't really do what anybody else does. He has to make his own decision. If you're Harsh, do you box for hards? Or do you stay out?
Uh, you can take the gamble. I think I don't know. I might. I think I will box if I were him. But then it's also me. I'll do something weird anyway. So,
I think Raman
I
could
don't know
box.
if he wants to take a gamble. Maybe no, he's not boxing. He's not
Raman,
boxing.
I think Raman is boxing. Raman's pulled in to the left side of the track while Shooter has boxed. All right. Shooter going for this aggressive strategy, I think, of boxing early. And Raman into the pit lane. I think Raman's going to go on to hards and so is Shooter. Seven also in the pit lane. Why are they boxing in tandem, the Mercedes drivers? Oh, there's a nice
They
gap
really
there.
want that strategy.
But yeah, they do want that strategy, so I don't blame them. Seven having to change his front wing. Alright, that makes sense. And Seven onto hard tires as well. So Jishnu saying a nice gamble from Shooter, it could pay dividends. I think it would pay dividends if there isn't another safety car. Domithor, you're not stupid, but no worries, I get that reference. It's alright. Unfortunate for you, Domithor. I'm very sad way to end the season, but nonetheless, congrats on P2 in the standings. I think is it for Aston
I
Martin? Yes,
I
go
actually
ahead.
agree with Jin there. He's saying it's a bit too early to pit if you're shooter, and that's kind of correct because I mean the people who he's fighting with in terms of shooter, they haven't pitted and they're gonna run away a bit because the mediums are still a little fresh. So I
Although
don't know if it's the right call,
I
to be
think it
honest.
makes sense though, because
It does
shooter
make
is in a
sense.
disadvantageous
Yeah, yeah.
position.
Yeah, I mean he has to clear traffic as well, right, Chips? Because the guys ahead are a little slow, so I don't know how it's gonna
That's
play
true.
out. It
That's
has to
true.
play out perfectly situation wise for things to work out well for him. So let's hope it does.
Yeah,
But yeah.
exactly. Exactly, because we saw that very few overtakes were being made into at the previous restart, safety car restart. So I think that shooter's gamble makes sense, but it also is a bit too risky. So it makes sense because he is 24 points behind. He has to take the risk here because he is going to be finishing P2 even if he doesn't finish here. That's P2 secured for him anyhow. If he wants to get P1, he has to take a gamble. He has to bank on those ahead of him making mistakes, taking some very audacious gambles. And I think he's really put himself in a good position here because I don't think we will see another safety car till about lap 19 or 20. That's when I expect the medium runners to have already pitted for softs or for hards.
Really? That late?
Yeah, I expect that we're gonna have a few laps of uninterrupted running and then we're gonna have the safety car come out around about lap 19 to 22. That's my prediction, although
Oh,
could be
oh my
wrong.
God.
What's happened? What's happened? Kya hua?
The Alfa Romeos were, I think Falcon hit the wall while weaving, which is little, I don't know what to say, but yeah, that was very aggressive.
Also, PSI, what would you do in terms of strategy around here? If you're on mediums right now, would you hang it out and go on to softs, or would you pit early and go on to hards? Earlier.
I think considering how the field is going on, Chips, I would stay out on mediums because like you said, I think there's going to be another safety car, and if it's at the end and you pit on softs, I think that's going to be really advantageous. So
Yeah, that's true.
I might stay out. I might stay out and extend. Yeah.
That does make sense, although if there isn't a safety car.
Oh,
And yeah, Ace did overtake Falcon. I did follow that as well. I'm not sure why they're doing that. The two Alfa Romeos are being very harsh on each other for no reason.
so I think this is what might have happened. The AI car might have overtaken him, and he might have gotten that position back because he's not giving it back. If
Although
that
the
makes
AI car
sense.
does not usually overtake unless it says unless the game allows you to overtake. So the game allows you to overtake, but the league racing rules don't allow you to overtake. I think if that's happened to Ace on AI, I think that's going to be a big issue. But I think he's in control of his car, so maybe he can dispute that later on. Can he?
Maybe. I mean, every race, new doors are open, Chips, when it comes to grey areas. Like you
Yes.
saw last time with Hushrav and cutting the corner. That was very interesting. So let's see what stewards think of this one. But
Yeah. In this case, it's just weird because this is teammates. Although that's not to say that the McLaren teammates haven't had an issue this season. Both McLarens have
oh, the
obviously been very
McLaren is
close.
missing as well, not
Yeah,
just the
both
Alpine.
McLarens. Yeah. So Piastri's family and co are
Oh my
missing.
God, that.
Shrikant is really backing up the field. This reminds me of a certain F2 restart in 2017 or 18. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jin, because I'm sure he will remember that. It's the one where
Will
I think
he?
yeah. But yeah, I
Will he
think
go early
he's bolted.
again?
He's
I
bolted.
think.
He lost the rear end while he bolted, so that's going to be
Yeah,
very problematic
yeah.
because look where Noble Garter
I
is.
don't exactly. I don't think why. I don't know why he's going that early during restarts.
Although
But I
Noble
think
Garter is not
that's
making an effort to close up Noble Garter. He's hanging back Noble Garter, and into turn one we go. No moves being made. Further back I saw an Alfa Romeo getting a bit feisty. What about Shooter? I think Abhi will not pose much of a threat to Shooter, although that was very, very close. Up ahead, let's have a
Oh,
look.
Harsh hit the wall.
And I think Wicked Vicky had to take evasive action. Does Harsh have damage? Harsh looks to be okay, but he has lost
Is he
over a
okay?
second. He's lost over a second. Let's have a look at him through this turn. Yeah, I think that's a little. He's a bit afraid, I think, to get the car turned in. I think he may have some slight damage that we can't really see very clearly on the spectator view right now. but he has lost a lot of time. Oh, Harsh is out. And is that going to be another safety car? Come on, man.
Harshi,
One
never
prediction.
mind.
One
Never
prediction I
mind.
make.
Chips. I thought Harsh was out, man.
Oh my gosh.
Harsh,
So
please don't be out for God's sake.
they lasted, I think, what was it? 5 corners. I expected them to last without crashing for about 15 laps, and they lasted 5 corners. So well done, D2. Well done. This is. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do now. And Jin saying that's a shooter shouldn't have pit. So he will get track position, and his tires are quite fresh. I still think that Shooter, if they all those ahead of him pit, Shooter will still be ahead, and he'll still have relatively the same tire grip as these people will have once they pit. What do you think, PSI?
That's true. That's true. That's true. I completely agree with you there. But let's see if people pit in the first place. I think they should.
So I think what's going to happen is
staying
that
on the left.
Shrikant will not
Already.
box. I think Shrikant will not box and Harsh will. Shrikant is
he's
trying to sell the
boxing.
dummy. Shrikant is probably trying to sell a dummy here. I think he might.
Is he?
No, he is.
No,
he
no,
is
no,
boxing.
he's boxing.
So they're both boxing. Harsh will lose track position because of this. That's why I was saying that Shrikant might sell the dummy to stay out. But Harsh is left the session. Let's see where Harsh comes out. Shooter obviously will not pit. Why would he? But where will Harsh come out? Oh, let me get to Harsh, please. He is going to have to wait here. He does come into the pit lane. They will take some time. He had some damage to his front wing. You were right here.
P10. Yeah,
P11.
he did, yeah.
P11. Oh, no, it's going to be P10.
I'm very
You're right.
surprised he had damage because I just checked his stream, right? And
Yeah.
he didn't react at all. So I'm kind of surprised that he had damage. No, but that's interesting.
He's going to be P8. He has Vintage, Wicked, Vicky, Noble Guard, and Shrikant ahead of him. And now, crucially, 7, Raman and Shooter, who have not boxed and who boxed on the previous safety car, they will have the advantage of track position. And as you know, track position is vital around here.
It is. I don't
You
know.
can modulate the
Chips,
pace around here.
What's the thing around you? If Shooter wins and Harsh finishes P9, it's Shooter's way.
P8. Yeah, I think if Harsh finishes P8, that's going to be championship for Harsh. But if he finishes P9, if he falls even one position, Harsh, and Shooter, I think, gets the fastest lap in that case. So that would be 25, and it's going to be
26 now.
then they're going to be equal on points. If Shooter gets the fastest lap and Harsh finishes first position and fastest lap for Shooter, and Harsh finishes P9, that will be championship for Shooter, even though they're going to be equal on points, courtesy of more second place finishes for Shooter.
Ah, interesting.
That's a lot of combination for the drivers to consider here. But I think Shooter is in an advantageous position. He just needs to make sure that those behind him, that is 7, Raman, even Noble Guard and Wicked Vicky, help him out in some ways. So that they basically don't let, because Shrikant will not be a hindrance to his teammate. And I'm sure of that. Because they were working very well in Vegas, I think, was it? I think it was Vegas and the last race at Abu Dhabi as well. So I think they were really working very well as a team. Although I think there's going to be the safety car for one more lap. This is quite weird why the safety car goes on for such a long time, because Falcon's already caught up to the field
I think
quite a while
the
back.
reason why it feels long is the safety car drives really slow here through some of the sections, Chips, because it's very tight and narrow, right?
That does make sense.
So I think that's why it feels so long. It's a lengthy track after all. It's not to be taken granted for, because such a long straight as well, right? So
That's true.
yeah.
That's definitely true. I feel that we do tend to feel like the safety car goes on for a really long time. Although it's just been out. This is the second lap, I think, that the safety car's out, right? Or this is the third lap? This is going to be the second lap. Exactly. So this is just 2 laps in, and we already feel like it's been out for about 4. Safety car. Yeah. And the chat is getting really heated here. I am quite liking that. We obviously would love to see for.
Jishnu is saying Harsh might have cut the pit lane entry.
Oh, alright, because I was on board with him. So let's do one thing. Let's pull up the stream here. I will just rewind till the previous point in the stream where he may have cut the pit lane. Let me have a look.
Nope. Sid is saying no.
Sid saying no. Let me have another
Instead of
look.
saying NOP, I don't know what that. Oh, okay, no, he was on the. I don't know if that is no problem or like what. Oh man. Oh, he was on the line. Never mind. Never mind.
I think he was just on the line, so I don't think he should have an issue. Let's have a look. So, Harsh. Alright, I did switch over to cinematic just as he entered the line. So, Jishnu,
nice.
you are correct. It might have been a pit lane
Really?
cut. Might have been.
Really?
I feel like that more than a little portion of his, like maybe say 10 or 20% of his wheel might have been over the line there. So that's Harsh in a little bit of trouble if somebody decides to report him. It's possible that nobody could report him as well. Yeah. As we have the safety car coming in this lap, who do we stay on board with? I think Raman's a good person to stay on board with. Alright, Shooter.
Oh. No. Stay on board with Raman. Stay on board with Raman. Let's see what Shooter does, is what I meant.
Oh, yes, fair enough. Yes, so Shooter being tentative.
Shooter go?
I think he should go a bit later than last time. And see the thing that it's a definite cut.
First time, different car.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone. That's a super early restart, and that's an amazing restart as well.
Yeah,
Nobody was prepared for that. Nobody was prepared for that. And Raman's not even using battery, and Raman and 7 are in a very good position. I'm not sure what they should do, given that 7 is on the better strategy, but Raman's on fresher tires right now, faster tires. What they should do. For the back, let's see what's going on here. Harsh and Vintage. Vintage going deep and giving the place away to Harsh. Further securing Harsh's hold on the title that he already has one hand. He has one hand on the trophy already. It's in Harsh's hand. He just needs to play it smart. He needs to stay away.
Yeah, he just
stay out of incidents.
Finish the race. Yeah, that's true.
That's all he needs to do. So Shooter had pulled away by almost a second. It's now come down to about 8 tenths. Raman's gained a few tenths in the first sector, but I think in the second sector is where he will struggle because of his full traction. He will not get the exits that he needs. As you can see, case in point there, he's lost a tenth already. 7 is really holding up the pack here, and Shrikant could be... Shrikant, don't remember your years of glory in season 8 and 9 where you were... Because we've seen Shrikant historically not being the most patient driver, although Falcon's out. Not another safety car. Heaven's sake, D2. This is the 4th safety car, and so what I want to say is, will we have another safety car?
There will be easily, I think.
Because the limit is 5, right?
Yeah, the limit is 5. This is the 4th one. So yeah, there's definitely going to be another safety car. It's the castle section, chips. People, as they struggle with tires, right? They're gonna outbrake themselves and hit that wall with the dangerous wall. So yeah, let's see if anyone pits. By the way, I'll find it very strange for people to pit.
Shooter probably won't, and I don't think he's going to. Yeah, he's not gonna box.
No one's pitting.
Nobody will pit. I think
Abhi can pit if he wants to.
Harsh might pit, and I think Harsh is going to pit, and that is a clear cut of the pit lane. Oh, I'm so sorry for that. I'm so supremely sorry for that. I just wanted to see what tires he was gonna go on to, but yeah, that's... Oh my word! Intermediate tires for Harsh.
What?
No. He's just trying to. Sorry. He's trying to just get a lap in on these tires so he doesn't wear out that other tire already. However, this might be... But... Oh, maybe PSI. Maybe he wanted to just keep pressing the D-pad till he got to the correct tire and he accidentally went on to intermediates. That's also a possibility. If it's intentional, fair enough. If it's not intentional...
If it's intentional, it's 4D chess. If it's not intentional, it's just another PSI movement.
However...
in D2.
however, PSI...
Yeah.
Just look at how close the pack is. Harsh and Ace are just 10 seconds away from Abhi, and they're gonna catch up while they reach the castle section as well, I feel. So there's a possibility the safety car could be in this lap. And if it is, Harsh will either have to do the restart on intermediates, or he will have to do another. He'll have to come into the pits and then do a lap.
The safety car would be another lap out, right?
It's not necessarily because they've already caught up. Is what I'm saying. They've already caught up to the field. So
Oh my god.
I think that there is. I know people are saying it won't, but there's a possibility that it could. So Harsh, he's trying to hold back.
Oh my god.
But see, even I'm sure that the safety car could stay out for one more lap, and I think it will. At this point, it won't be coming in. So yeah, if it.
Even Harsh is maintaining a gap. If you
Yeah,
see.
he is. He's doing a wink-wink strategy with others. Yeah. Yeah, Harsh knows that it won't come in at this point in time. Although, never say never.
Thank
Pit
God.
entry. Yeah, the pit entry is.
Please, Harsh, don't cut it again, for God's sake.
Yeah, all eyes are going to be on the Ferrari driver. I'm going to be on board with him. I think Abhi might
I
box.
think the guy ahead of him is also pitting.
Yeah, Abhi is pitting, and this
Okay,
time
now
around.
he doesn't cut it.
Yeah, but there is.
No! Harsh! He cut it again!
No, he didn't. Did he?
Yes!
Nahi re, and your voice has become very robotic all of a sudden, PSI. Just check your microphone. He's going on to fresh mediums, Harsh. That's smart strategy there. And so is Abhi. Are you here, PSI?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's happened? I don't think
He was
debatable.
in the lines. He was in the lines. Then he went out and he came back in for no damn reason.
No, I think that's so it's debatable.
At least on my screen.
Yeah,
At least on my screen.
Yeah, some are saying that it was. Some are saying that it was a cut. Some are saying it wasn't a cut. So this time around, I don't think it was a cut. The previous two, I'm pretty sure they were. So if you can just hold on, if you can just take over the reins for a moment, PSI, I'll just be back.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure. Oh my god, this is going to be very, very, very critical to Harsh's race if he did cut or not. Because if he cut, then I think it's a 5-second penalty straight away. And given the scenario right now, that'll put him behind Abhi, of course. But like, it'll put him P10, and that's not good for his championship. But if there's another safety car, like Chips and I are predicting, and their field is very close together, like how it is right now, it could be anyone's race, and I definitely don't want that to happen, but you never know. And with multiple instances of possibility of like him cutting the pit lane, that's a big question mark right there. But yeah, drama in D2 as it should be. Let's see. 10 seconds. 10 seconds is what Sid is saying. So, the thing safety car is in this lap, and I wish Chips was back, but it's okay. Chips is playing well, so we'll give him. Oh, nice. He's back. Let's go.
Wow, I think we're just about to take the safety car start. So why don't you do that? I'll be onward with 7 this time round.
Alright. Shooter is still weaving, and Shooter is gone again. What a legend. He's dummied Ramen twice now. Ramen is much closer than he was last time, but it's still a good restart in my opinion by Shooter.
Although I'm pretty sure that this time Ramen reacted to it much better than he did last time.
Yeah, he did. Last time it was hard, but
yeah. And Harsh trying to make a move on Ace. Can he do anything? Up ahead, Noble Gata and Shrikant are very close. What can... Oh, I think Ace and Vintage might have made some slight contact. Harsh is going for a move on Ace, and this is the position that he needs. This is the minimum position that he needs to finish in. That's P8, Shrikant and 7. Shrikant going for possibly a dive on 7, and Noble trying to get better traction around the inside and outside, but he's been tagged by Wicked Vicky there. That's gonna cause him a little grief. I think Noble might have some slight damage. Let's have a look at his end plates. They look fine. What about Wicked Vicky? Wicked Vicky might have lost that. It might be that damage that we can't really see as spectators. That they might have, Noble and Wicked Vicky. But yeah, Shrikant crucially has made his way past 7, and he is on the heels of Ramen. Noble and 7 side by side. Don't go through this section side by side, guys. It doesn't end well. Yeah, that's not what you do through that section, guys. But yeah, Wicked 7
somehow they made it.
Sensibly leaving enough room for Wicked Vicky to get past. Wicked Vicky, I think, got a bit too ambitious there. Although, I mean, ambition is needed. when you're racing. You do need to have that.
Have never been spoken. But
Exactly.
Harsh is very close to make a move on Vintage, and I think he'll go for it, and he goes for it. Oh my god!
I think that's going to give an opportunity to Ace, who gets ahead of the Ferrari driver. And this time round, what's going to happen here? Ace gets very close to the wall, perilously close. Harsh does get ahead again, but this is going to give Vintage an opportunity. No, it's not. And I think Harsh has the straight line speed. He has him covered. So this time around, at least, I don't think that Harsh is going to get past. He's going to be overtaken again by Ace. Up ahead, Raman's closed the gap to Shooter by a bit. So I think Shooter has the balanced setup. Shrikant gains in the corners while Raman gains in the straights. And Shooter is just balanced. Not sure about Noble God. I've not really been able to follow him much. But yeah, it's a very odd scenario to be in. Shooter, he gains all his time in Sector 2 and some of Sector 3 as well. But yeah.
Yeah, who do you think is looking favorites for the race win right now, Chips, in your opinion?
I think it's between Shooter and Shrikant. That's...
Really?
Yeah. Because I think Raman's tires will fall off by the end of the race. And Harsh is getting a bit desperate. I think I just want to make some moves. Although he doesn't need to. He has the better tires and he has the tire life as well. 7 has lost a lot of time to those ahead of him. So I presume 7 might have some damage from that contact with Noble God and Wicked Vicky. And Harsh through this triple left-hander, will he go for an aggressive move here? So I would not if I were him, because he has a championship to fight for. Yeah, and
he does. I mean, he doesn't need to risk it too much, Chips, but like I think you were gone, right? And we were discussing this. Harsh might get 10 seconds penalty, right? With the pit lane possible.
Exactly. Depending on who reports him.
It is race critical for him to push really hard and make a gap with the cars behind.
And Raman's past Shooter. That's not what I was really expecting here into turn 1. But the Merc driver is ahead. Noble Carter gets the fastest lap. On lap 16, this has really... tables have turned. Shooter is now no longer in the lead.
Red light is blinking, Chips. Raman's.
Yep.
Already out of battery.
And I think everybody else has done a decent job with battery. Apart from, I think, Wicked Vicky is running a bit low. However, he's not blinking yet. Shooter, he will get DRS. But is it worth it to be in the clutches of Shrikant? Because Shrikant's right there. Shrikant could pose a massive threat to Shooter. As we know, he is Harsh's teammate, so it's kind of his duty as well in some ways to help out his teammate as much as he can. Shooter just needs to get good exits off the corners, and Shrikant needs to just make sure that he gives him a hard time in the most legitimate manner. So Jishnu saying that Raman does not know how to manage ERS. Yeah, I think that is... yeah, he is really low on battery. While we can see Shooter almost has a full tank, so does Shrikant, so does Noble. Wicked Vicky is also really low. Harsh has about half a tank. Vintage has built it, and I think this could be the very final safety car that we see for the Lead 2 season. What do you do? At this point, Harsh has no fresh mediums left. Does he stay out? I think that...
for softs?
No, softs will be too much of a gamble. Softs will be too much of a gamble, I feel. Because if it was lap 18 or lap 17, I think... Actually, yeah, you don't get too much tire wear under safety car. So you could actually, in theory, go on to softs. What do Shooter and Raman and even Shrikant do?
I think Shooter...
They should all box, but what do they box onto? Is it mediums? Is it softs? What's it gonna be?
Shooter is boxing.
Raman's boxing. Nobody's cutting the pit. Oh, Wicked Vicky, kya kar raha bhai? Sorry. Wicked Vicky cuts the pit entry. Wicked Vicky cuts the pit entry, and Harsh stays out. 7 pits. So does Ace. And what does Abhi do? Abhi stays out as well. So this is the final safety car. Ace gets up and gives speed in the pit lane. Man, kya chal raha hai?
Rahman is the only one on softs. Everyone else is one on mediums.
7 as well. 7 also on softs. Ace also on
7
softs.
as well. Yeah.
So
wow,
we have, I think it's gonna be 7 laps once he crosses the line. On lap 18 is when I expect the safety car to come in. Raman is on softs. Shooter is on mediums. Shrikant is on mediums. Noble is on mediums as well. So is Wicked Vicky. 7 and Ace are on soft tires. and the top two, Harsh and Abhi, have stayed out. Crucially, I don't think Abhi will be much of a threat to the drivers around him. He usually doesn't pose much of a headache to those around him.
Right.
There's two cars between Harsh and Shooter. At this point, it could really go anybody's way. It's obviously
It could, but
it favors Shooter. Sorry, it favors Harsh, but Shooter
It
could
favors
still have an
Harsh, but-
opportunity here.
then again, Chips, this is the last safety car, right? After this, there's no safety
Yeah.
cars at all. So
Exactly.
if
And
someone crashes out,
Yeah. Jin makes a
and
valid
you
point.
have damage.
Jin makes a very
Yeah.
valid point that Ramen is on softs. He uses up all his battery very fast, and he is going to be super aggressive at this restart. That is going to be an issue for Harsh. In my opinion, he should not be looking to stay in the lead. He should just be looking to finish as high as he can while trying to minimize the damage.
I actually agree with Caesar there. I don't really understand why some people like, for example, Shooter or Shrikant didn't go on softs. Because I really
They-
think it would have made it.
I think the
easily.
tire wear is a bit too high, PSI. That's why they've not gone for it. Because you're gonna have, what is it, 7 laps once you cross the line, and the soft working window is 7 laps. So towards the end of it, that's really just not gonna be. It's not gonna
Fun to
be
drive
a very, fun to drive on at that point. And Jin, once again, saying that all he needs, Harsh, is one more DNF, and that's championship secured for him. Because even if he gets penalties at that point, PSI, he will still have the championship. Ace in the pit lane. This could well be the final pit stop of this D2 season. Has a 5-set penalty, and he's going to go on to a fresh set of soft tires. I think the safety car will be in this lap. So people, drop your predictions. Who out of these 9 drivers is going to form the podium? Which of these 9 drivers is going to form the podium? What's your prediction, PSI?
You know, I'd love to see Harsh, Shooter, and Shrikant on the podium. I think.
Fair enough. It's possible. It's entirely possible. And Caesar with a nice thought-provoking comment. Will Shrikant
What?
retire to help Harsh secure the championship? Because see, if there are just 8 cars running, no matter how many penalties Harsh gets, even if he's demoted to last place is then going to be P8. It's not going to be P9 as it is right now. So that's going to be the most
that is
noble
true.
sacrifice of all if that happens. However, I'm sure that we won't need to see that. Shrikant
Even
won't have
I
to do
agree
that.
with you there.
Yeah.
I don't think Shrikant really needs to do that. I think pace difference will take care of that, to be honest. But
Yeah, I think on fresh tires it should not be much of a contest for these
let's
people
see,
behind.
Let's see. The thing is, Chips. I don't think these guys they are in a party together definitely, but I don't think they realize that Harsh has cut the pit lane.
Yeah, twice.
Yet. So yeah, there's no real, Oh, but Harsh's car really lags a lot on my screen, but yeah.
Yeah, the safety car is going to be in this lap, and it's crucial for Harsh now to get a good restart. He is going a bit faster than usual, than we've seen from those who handled the previous safety car restarts. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think I want to be on board with Ramen, because Abhi, I think, will get a relatively same restart as Harsh, the same kind of restart. They're both on the
I
same
think Harsh.
tire life and tire compound. And Harsh will go tentative, but he will
Harsh
go.
gone.
He's gone. Yeah, he's gone out there. I was just going to mention that he might go a bit earlier than we expect him to. Ramen's dumping all his battery. There you go, Jishnu. Caesar saying he's cut pit lane thrice. That is going to be something to really consider. Into turn 1, Ramen goes for the dive. That's a very aggressive dive, Ramen, but he's made the move. Noble got us out. I think
Congratulations, Harsh.
However, PSI. It's Harsh still has to complete 90% race distance. If he doesn't, he's not gonna get that points from the race weekend. And Shrikant and Abhi and Shooter are very close, very close. Shrikant slots in behind Shooter for the time being. and that is a horrible way to end Noble Carter's season. He has been one of the most promising prospects this season, and Abhi and Wicket Wiki might have made some contact. So Abhi falling from P2 to P6 in a matter of 4-5 corners. That's very painful for him, and I do know that plight. Shooter on the back of Raman. Raman on the back of Harsh. What's gonna happen here? What must happen here? And there you go, Caesar. That's what I was saying. He must complete 23 laps to seal the
23
title.
laps.
If he retires anywhere between now and lap 22, it's still open. Anything can happen. Shooter could still win the race and get the championship. It's still possible. He needs to survive for 3.5 laps. That's all he needs to do. 90% race distance. Harsh, this is getting... I mean, I'm not sure we're really considering the fact that Harsh could really pull out a surprise here out of the bag and really show us some magnificent pace. So, anything's possible.
But right now he's under threat from Raman chips, and
Yeah.
Raman has closed up the gap so.
Exactly, Raman's really closed down the gap by enormous margins, and into turn 1 we go. Harsh trying to cover the inside. Raman will go around the outside. Will he? No, he's gonna get the better exit though, I feel. Harsh still stays ahead for the time being. Raman gets the fastest lap, and DRS I think is enabled on this lap, is it? I think that we could...
No, it's the next lap.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one more lap of running before we get the DRS. Harsh, okay, further back I see Seven and Abhi, two of the veterans of this league.
These guys are really close, chips. These guys are really close. Raman and Harsh.
Yeah.
Raman was trying to go for a move there.
Yeah, the top 5 are very, very close to one another. Further back, I just want to see what's happening here. I'll get back to that in a moment. Seven and Abhi, two veterans of the sport and of life as well, are quite close. Oh my word, Shooter tags the back of Raman. I think they were all going very slow. Harsh is kind of backing them up, I think, sensibly, so he's gonna really go all guns blazing in the next few corners. What's happened? I heard you gasp audibly. So
Harsh is struggling through the castle section there, if you saw that. So I don't know, first of all, why Harsh is defending against Raman so hard, because if I were him, I would just let him go just to be safe. But I can understand because Shooter is right behind Raman. But it's still a little risky game considering
and Harsh
he is
doesn't get a very good exit there. Yeah,
there's a lot at stake here, Chips. It looks like a simple battle, but there's a lot at stake here.
Exactly. And in towards turn 1 we go. Raman should use up some battery if he wants to make a move on this occasion, because I don't think it's possible to overtake down the second DRS straight if you are considerably ahead. And Raman
going for it.
will go for a move around the outside. Will he? He will brake a bit later. Harsh brakes quite early and they come perilously close to contact. And I think Wicket Wiki got a bit out of shape there. And Raman looking to get a better exit. Harsh gets a horrible exit there. And Raman and Harsh are gonna go very, very close to one another. And I think Harsh should not look to fight it. He should just let it be. Stay as he is and hold on. Raman still in P1. I think he's gonna hold on to P1. Seven and Abhi, they are enjoying. They're having a nice time. They know they're both gonna score points if they finish. They're just having a nice, respectful battle. That's what you love to see. Shooter and Harsh, the championship protagonists, are Linus turn second and third. This is getting really heated here. Raman's pulled away by more than a second, and I think given how much Harsh struggles in the castle section, it's gonna be... I think Shooter might get ahead of Harsh here.
Yeah, he's so close, Shooter. Look at him. He's absolutely right there at the
But should he wait for DRS? Should he wait for DRS?
Yeah, that would be the smarter play to wait for DRS and close
he
the
will lose a lot of time behind Harsh. Stuck behind Harsh, because Harsh is kind of struggling. I think he did kiss one of them kissed the wall there, coming down the hill, and I think Raman's pulled away.
True.
Yeah, Harsh gets a horrible exit once again, and Shooter.
I think right now one of the things everyone is looking for is the number of laps people are doing. Oh my God, Shooter! Wow.
Yeah, they're gonna go side by side, these two. Can we get the helicopter shot this time game? Oh, let's have a look at that. Yeah. So from Wicket Wiki's onboard, we can see Shooter getting past. Wicket Wiki also getting past Harsh. So Harsh, I think, will stay in P4. I don't think Srikanth will look to overtake him. Although, should they swap?
No, Shrikant might because he's on older tires, right? Harsh. Maybe he's struggling
Exactly.
because he's on older tires.
No,
Chips.
I think fundamentally his setup has been an issue because he's been struggling since qualifying PSI. So that's where it's really been not been going well for him. And I think Harsh should let Shrikant go. Harsh and Shrikant should trade places. And towards the end of the race, I think if Shrikant wants, he can just let Harsh go ahead once again. Because I think it's fair enough. It makes sense. Let the
It does. It does. Yeah.
let the car with fresher tires stay ahead and have a chance at battling for position.
Anyway, I think Harsh is. I mean, it's just one more lap that he has to focus on, and then
Exactly.
it's done. So
Exactly. He doesn't have to do much. He just has to complete one more racing lap. That's all he needs to do, Harsh. He needs to avoid all the understeer, all the oversteer that he does. He can even drive a little slower than usual if he wants to. But I don't think him being the driver he is, he will want to do that because he's not a driver that will just settle. He will want to break all expectations. And as we come to the end of lap 22, wow, this is a yellow flag. A yellow flag. Abhi has binned it. And is that going to be a safety car? Is that going to be a VSC? Is that going to be anything? I think we have run out of safety cars. Although we did have a very late safety car last season out in D1. I think it was lap 22 or something. And Shooter gets past Ramen. Was it the smarter call to go on to softs? I think for Ramen it was.
I think it was at the end. See, he's not losing that much time as well. And Raman is right there, even though how aggressive he's being. So maybe it was the right call after all. Can't
and
say.
Harsh needs to complete this one lap, and Shrikant will get ahead of his teammate.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be championship secured for Harsh.
No, I think he has to finish the lap, right?
Yeah, he has to finish this lap. If he does that, that's going to be the championship secured for him. Abhi has gone into the pit lane. And what's he going to do? Soft tires to the end, possibly a fastest lap. I think that does make sense. He had no front wing. And I'm just going to be on board with Harsh through the castle section one last time. I think Harsh will not take a risk. He's going to go smooth sailing through the section, no doubt about it. And yeah, gets very close to the wall, but that's what happens at Baku. You are very close to the wall at all times. And Harsh is going to navigate these final few corners, no matter how many penalties will be thrown at him post-race. These final few corners are all that he needs to navigate in order to seal the championship for himself. And I think that's the case. Shrikant has got up to the back of Wicket Vicky. That was a smart call by the Ferrari boys to swap places. And Raman's outside more than 1 second behind Shooter, although he is gaining some time through this SS section. And Harsh navigates this section very well. That's all he needed to do. And now he needs to come up to the line and secure the 90% distance record, which I'm pretty sure that's not what he's going to settle for. He will want to go for a possible P4 or at least stay in P5. And that's it. 90% race distance considered. Harsh has won the championship. There you go. Very well done. Although we still have a race to complete. A yellow flag for Shrikant! Oh, I should not be shouting my throat. My word. Shrikant kya karta hai yaar? And he's broken his end plate. That's a Ferrari way to go about it. I just...
Shrikant.
That's given his teammate P4. And yeah, that's the Ferrari way of letting your teammate by. That's just the Ferrari way of letting your teammate by. You don't want to take risks.
Yes.
I want to let them go in the most dramatic way possible. Raman making a mistake at the castle section. And Wicked Vicky was very feisty with 7 as they went through the castle section. What about Harsh? Harsh, I think... So I have a theory in mind. Harsh and Shrikant might do a photo finish over the line. Because it doesn't matter where either of them finishes at the end.
Unless, of course, Harsh closes up the gap to Wicket Vicky somehow. So I don't know if that's going to happen, to be honest with you. But yeah, let's see.
Yeah. And with just 2 laps to go, once we cross the line, Shooter's ahead by 1.4 seconds. He has enough battery as well. It's up to Raman and Wicket Vicky to decide who's going to be P2, who's going to be P3. And the way that they're battling, it might not be either of them. it could be Harsh and Shrikant as well if they keep battling the way they are. But Wicket Vicky gets ahead of Raman and sorry, and Caesar with a start. Previous Ferrari IRL champions himself, Vifix, Ahif, and now Harsh. Harsh joins an illustrious club here. It's gonna be a very nice club that he joins. Ferrari World Champions. To bring the crown home to the Tifosi is remarkable, and to do it after winning the Constructors' Championship as well, along with the teammate. I think that's the mark of very successful season for them. I think the Pransing also have had a very good season. Shooters just had some bad luck this season, I think. Above all else.
Shooter has had some bad luck.
But then again,
some bad luck and he lost a lot of points.
Even Harsh has had his fair share of bad luck. Yeah, exactly. It's racing. Bad luck is a part of the sport itself. Yeah. You win some, you lose some, and that's just what happens. Shooter has to navigate the castle section one more time on the next lap, and then it's going to be the last lap for D2 for season 10. Raman, can he stage an attack on Wicket Vicky? Can he? I don't think he can. I think he's out of tires.
I don't think he can either. I think the softs are given up.
Exactly. I think he's out of tires at this point. And I think he's just doesn't have the confidence anymore in those tires. And I think that's unfortunate for Raman. But nonetheless, we will begin the very last lap of IRL Season 10 Formula 1 D2. And Shooter will lead the way. Shooter is more than a second and a half ahead of Wicket Vicky. And lap 26 shall begin in a moment. And that moment is now. We have, 6.1 kilometers of the Bakut streets to navigate. Shooter has left the session.
Oh! No!
Please, let's send him an invite. Super fast. Where's the... Oh.
Race invite friends. Come on.
Yeah, even I'm doing the same. I'm sorry, viewers. I'm sorry. Very, very sorry. Shooter,
man.
Because he's now been overtaken by Wicket Vicky and possibly by Raman as well. And Raman almost hitting the wall. Shooter's rejoined.
Oh my god.
And he's gonna lose the win, is he? Right at the end here.
I think he's lost it.
Although PSI.
He has battery.
He has battery, and I think he's back in control as well. Is he? He should be back in control now. Come on.
He's back in control. He's still ghosted for some reason.
Yeah. If Raman and Wicket Vicky come to blows, this could still be Shooter's win.
Oh no, man. I feel so bad.
Yeah. This is just. I think that's the bad luck summed up for Shooter right there.
Yeah,
as we were talking about.
Literally the summed up.
And
man, that's
coming through the final triple left-hander. Wicket Vicky has navigated it well. Almost hits the wall. So does Raman, but they keep it clean. And Caesar saying that Wicket Vicky has a 5 second from the previous race. That will give the win to Raman. Wicket Vicky coming up through this final section of corners. Nothing will stop him at this point in time. Nothing will stop Raman as well, apart from this one turn. Shooter will finish P3. I think bar any mistakes, he does come very close to hitting the wall there, but it is going to be Wicket Vicky.
I think photo finish between Shooter and Harsh.
Yeah, I think that is going to be Wicket Vicky wins the race. Raman P2, Harsh and Shooter, these two.
Brilliant season.
Yeah, that's sportsmanship, I must say, and it's shooter boxing to retire. Please don't. I think Harsh once again cuts the pit entry. And just
no, he didn't go in now.
Even 7 will finish P3. 7 is on the podium. Oh my word. Harsh and Shooter and Shrikant are all going to give us an amazing finish. Harsh is doing donuts. Shrikant's doing donuts. Shooter's doing donuts. Ace and Abhi will score more points because of this. Will they? Where are they? Ace will just see 3 cars ahead of him. Ace has no front wing. He'll see 3 cars ahead of him, just having the time of his life. And Ace is gonna finish in P4. Oh my word. They're still going about it. This is magnanimous. This is, I must say, this is the best kind of finish we've seen to a season in a while.
Agreed.
Harsh and Shooter will possibly cross the line in tandem. Abhi finishes 5th. Harsh finishes ahead of Shooter. Just like it is in the championship as well. Shrikant finishes here, and wow, my word. That's a final lap to behold. That's a final lap. to remember for the
Honestly,
ages.
I think that's one of the best finishes I've ever watched in IRL.
Yes. Well
and
and
that's
truly.
saying something. Yeah.
Well and truly. That's the way to seal your season. Well done to both our championship protagonists. Shooter and Harsh have given us an amazing season. From round 1 to round 18. But in the end, the crown can go to one and it will go to Harsh. He finishes 6th. Shooter finishes 7th in the end. And wow, I did not expect to see Suraj 7 on the podium at the end of it all.
Did he score a podium this season?
Yeah, he has got one, I think, after penalties have been applied. But what a way for Mercedes to finish the season. I think Shane Potts, who is a staunch Mercedes supporter, will be extremely happy. He will not be upset with either Merck's performance tonight. But what a race! Wicked Vicky
What a
wins
brilliant race.
from Raman. However, with penalties applied, I think Raman will get the win at the end. 7 finishes in P3, Ace finishes in P4. What a way to end their season. Abhi in P5 as well. An amazing finish. Harsh is P6, Shooters P7, Shrikant's P8, and nobody behind them has scored a point. Noble Garter, Vintage, Falcon, Harshi, Tomithor, and Deadly Mosquito were our non-finishers. And very few incidents, PSI. If you just go over to the instance tab,
What, really?
we've had more pit stops than we've had incidents. We've had more pit stops than we've had incidents. Wow, D2 giving me a heart attack tonight. But yeah, I've never
So
seen
my
more pit
prediction
stops
would
than-
be the opposite would happen in D1 in my opinion.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I think that does make sense.
Anyway, Chips, I think we should really get Shooter and Harsh as well into the
I have invited
party.
them before the race started to the party because we were going to interview them.
What a
anyhow.
legend.
Yes, absolutely. And we will get on with the podium interviews. Let's invite Raman, 7, and Wicked Vicky to the party. Let's do
Okay.
that while I very quickly will have a pit stop of my own. Sorry. Wicked Vicky.
Raman.
I can't find 7. I
Harsh
can't.
joined the party. Shooter, I'm gonna send him another invite.
Yeah, Shooter and Ni hao, Harsh. Massive congratulations
What a
to you.
legend.
If you can just invite Shooter and 7 meanwhile, Harsh, while I just come back. I'll just be back in a moment.
I can't find Raman.
I got it.
Oh yeah, Raman is in. 7. Let's just wait for 7.
And Wicked Vicky as well, I assume.
Yes, indeed.
Was that a interesting race to watch for you guys?
What a brilliant race to finish. Great finish. Absolutely legendary. I don't know where Chips is. I think he's back. But I think we have everyone in, right? Shooter, Wicked Vicky, 7, Raman, and Harsh. Yes.
Hey guys.
Hey. Okay, I can start with the interviews. First of all, let's start with what a brilliant race, Suraj.
Oh, sorry for that. Yeah.
Presently,
Carry on.
P3 at the end, Suraj.
I'm not sure if I fully deserve that P3. I think these guys, I had no clue that these guys have slowed down for some other reason. I was just on my way cruising, so I think I was P6, and I wasn't pushing because there was 8 seconds ahead and 8 seconds behind. So nonetheless, I think my fight was mostly with Ramen and Noble today for P5. It's a very close for P5, so I think Ramen got P5. So happy P5, P6 Merc boys. Good season, good comeback season, I would say, for myself. So yeah, that's it.
Congratulations.
This is worthy for you. But great race by you there, Raman. Do you have any questions for him, Chips?
So I think you mean 7, right?
Yeah,
Raman.
bruh.
Yeah. You mean 7. So Suraj.
Lama.
Yeah. Suraj, I think I did get to interview you the one time this season. That's quite good. Regardless of the way it came about for you, it's a podium finish at the end of it all. Suraj, how How was it? Especially at the restart, I think you were being troubled by everyone. I think you've actually summed up your race quite well, but yeah, just let me know how it was.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I think this race was all about survival. I mean, me and Ramin were just talking about this, that we just have to survive. Everything was going well. I think the restart, Shrikant, Noble, Vicky all came very aggressive. I think I'm not sure if you captured that castle section move that these guys made on me. It was like almost two guys in the castle section, so my heart was on my mouth. So yeah, it wasn't there. I think I picked up some sort of damage early in the race, and it was still there. I could not. I mean, after my front wing change, it wasn't the same. But yeah, I think these guys had the pace. These guys are up there. So yeah.
And it's been a very good season for you, Suraj. I must say you've picked up on your consistency quite a bit. I think you just, with some better luck, you should have a chance at being where Harsh and Shooter were next season. So,
I mean, yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, I was just telling early in the chat to Caesar and Malav that if somebody would have told me that I would be P5, P6 at the end of this season, I would have taken it. Comeback season, finally no assists. I think the only objective was to finish in points. That's it, and nothing more. But yeah, I think there were some highs and lows. But yeah, focus on highs and work on the lows. I think that's the way forward.
That's a bold and very brilliant statement by you there, Suraj. Well done. Massive congratulations on the P3 finish and a P5. I think it's P6 for you in the standings, is it?
Yeah, P6.
That's very good. That's very good by you. Well done, Suraj. Congratulations.
Thank you, and congrats to Harsh and Shooter. I think both of you are champions in your own right, so congrats to you guys, and congrats to Ramin for P5 and the podium, and Wicket Vicky for the P3.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you, Suraj.
Thank you, Suraj. I wouldn't
Thank
take
you.
anything away from your podium, by the way. You deserve it.
Yeah, you deserve it.
Yeah, we'll fight for the podium in D1 one day. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now moving on to Ramen. Ramen, you here?
Yeah.
That's potentially a P1 for you, Ramen, I think, because of Wicket Vicky's 5-second penalty. But for now, we'll call it a
5
P2.
second? Why did he have
From the
5?
previous race, I think. That's,
okay.
Yeah, somebody just told me in the chat. I think it was Caesar. So
Right, I forgot about that.
I'm still gonna call it a P2 for now because I'm not sure what the
sure.
ends towards what is gonna be like. So Ramen, it's P2 for you in the end. I think. Were you kind of ruining the softs, the call to go on to softs at the end of the race? Because I think you had very little to fight.
I did think it was too early, but I saved. So I just did one lap in quali, and I selected softer. So I just felt like having fresh softs and not using it would be like I would regret that more. So I just went for the softs. Probably mediums would have been better because I clearly had more straight line speed than anyone. But once the softs started to go, I just couldn't get the exits anymore. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the race that I did. So I think in the middle, like I had a fight with Shooter, as in like a battle with Shooter, like without DRS. That was like pretty exhilarating, I think. But yeah, so that was a pretty good race. I mean, once the field got, most of the guys crashed out. So yeah, then it was fun.
That is true. Okay. PSI voice cut out. Can you just say again? PSI, here?
He's mute.
Yeah, I think he's having some mic issues.
My mic
Yeah.
is just. Oh yeah, I was asking Raman. Sorry, how is the soft tires for you at the end? Because pulling that 10 laps or 8 laps, I think. Or,
Yeah, last
I
3
don't know.
laps they were pretty bad, and I just let Shooter go, and Wicket Vicky also. I did not put up a fight on the straight. I thought like if Hirsch catches me, maybe then I would deploy the battery. But yeah, and then towards the end I started deploying because Hirsch wasn't catching, but then Wicket Vicky had pulled away. I don't think like the drive was like after the first 6 laps I think they were pretty bad.
Regardless, good race from you, man.
Yeah, thanks.
That's quite a nice way to finish it off, Raman. You had the pace around here, so you know that what to do next season. around Baku.
Yeah. Also, it's becoming a custom that I win the last race of the season, I guess.
I think that
Hopefully
happened to you
continues.
last season as well, right?
Yeah,
In
yeah.
D2.
Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil,
Yeah.
exactly. That was also a championship battle, right to the wire. Yeah, amazing. That's a nice stat. Well done, Raman. Congratulations on the P2. Now we
Thanks.
will move on to Wicked Vicky. Wicked Vicky, so you're here with us.
Yeah, bro. I'm
So Wicked Vicky, that's 2 wins in a row on track. I'm not going to consider this towards outcomes, but for now, but that's 2 wins on track in a row for you. How does it feel? You had that was
bro.
very good performance. But yeah,
Firstly, I would like to congratulate Hirsch on the championship, and even Shooter as well. He drove a great season. They were both mega. And secondly, I would like to apologize to Noble because in today's race I just rear-ended him, and that was pretty sad because I think he had the pace for the win, and he kind of deserved the win. So yeah, and talking about the race, it was pretty basic race. I wish we could have had more racing laps, but because of the safety cars, we couldn't. And in the end, I guess Shooter got disconnected, and I got the lead quite easily. So yeah, that's it.
fair
DTS.
enough. Yeah,
That's a
Me
good
too,
point to
as we
bring
know
up
it.
because
Drive
I
to
think-
Survive season.
We had 6 retirees today.
you had 6 retirees, you had 5 safety cars, so I think mathematically there would have been at
Yeah.
least 15 laps of you being behind the safety car, I think.
It was
So-
at least 12 for sure, but yeah.
Yeah.
that's almost half the race. But that's just Baku for you in a
Good to see there,
nutshell.
maybe he can do a 35% tomorrow without safety cars.
Let's see what happens tomorrow. But Wicked Vicky, that's despite all odds, you had good pace tonight, and you did stay ahead at the end when it mattered on track, and you did get the win. So well done to you, Wicked Vicky. That's a nice way to see out the season. Yeah,
Thank you.
just well done to you. And I think for the first time we have the top 6 in the standings all in the same party chat. For we now have Shrikant Das with us. Shrikant, are you here?
Hello, Chips. Yes, I am here.
Yes, so Shrikant, just I think one question. What happened to you on lap 25 or 24?
Oh, it was lap 24. It was lap 24. I crossed the white line. I shouldn't have, and I locked up and went straight on. But still, it's a championship for us and Ferrari. And I don't like to say it, but Forza Ferrari.
Congrats, boys, congrats.
No,
What's
he's
up,
that
Ferrari?
kind of
Indeed.
chips. Whenever there's a project, right? So one guy does everything and one guy just holds the paper.
Yeah, that's me. I mean, it was without a win, so I will take it any day. And congrats on Wicked Vicky
Some
snatching the
people would call it
P3 and
karma.
Shooter taking that P2. That was brilliant racing from these three right there.
But Shrikant, that's a P4 for you in the end. And I think
Yeah.
what you can really be happy with is that your consistency has really picked up over the course of the season.
Yeah, should have been more aggressive, but okay, it is what it is.
Yeah,
On to the next season.
it was a close battle, I think, at the end with you and Wicked Vicky. So I think you can be happy with that with the season.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't the most ideal season, Shrikant, but you still can take a lot of good things away from the season. So
Yeah,
just
I will-
congratulations
Yeah,
to you,
thanks,
Shrikant. Very well done, and
Congrats,
that's-
Shrikant.
Congrats from the
Thanks,
Constructors
and
Championship.
congrats to all the podium sitters and Shooter and Hush. See you later.
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
he's going also. Okay.
Yes, anything you want to ask him before he goes?
Not really, but yeah, well done, Shrikant. You really improved over the course of the season, and it's quite evident. So, good job.
Thanks, PSI.
Absolutely. Now we move on to P2. Shooter.
Hey,
Shooter.
bro. Hi, Kelsey.
Hey. That's P2 for you in the end, Shooter. Not the P1 that you would have wanted at the start of the season, but I think you can be very, very happy with your pace, your consistency, and your all-round driving skill throughout the course of the season. You've really been very, very impressive, Shooter. And in the end, just how has the season been for you, Shooter? Not just the race. How has the season been for you?
I'll say maturing. Because it started, yeah, it started as like, okay, we are in the new season. I don't know what kind of pace everyone has. So Harsh and I, we have always been like practicing together. So we have always been like, okay, we are rivals. So let's take it on the track. Nothing on, just on the track, nowhere else. And in the meantime, when there was a downside for both of us, Harsh getting rear-ended and finishing like in 2 or 3 races, he has finished like just P9 or P10, right? So yeah, and me finishing out of points. So that was like, okay, I don't know what is going to happen, and I dropped to P5 also well in the standings. But yeah, coming back from there and fighting for championship, it was a big deal for me, and I really enjoyed it. But yeah, this game, I don't know what to do about it. Today, it could have been a win, like just to level up with Harsh, but suddenly on lap 26, my internet starts to give up. And like internet was fine. I was still there in the party. Just it showed that it disconnected from the game.
Brilliant.
Yeah, but overall, I'll say this season has been amazing. Very nice fights with everyone, whoever is here, even Shrikant. And even Shrikant. And it's funny, means it's fun to be in the chat with Shrikant. Like I'll really appreciate. Like today also, before he locked up and went in turn 2, he just said what did he say, that he will the redemption is coming up.
Yeah.
And
I remember that.
yeah, the redemption is coming up, and just after 2 turns he's done.
Everyone is having that kind of redemption. That was fine. Thanks.
Yeah, but still, like top 5, top 6, everyone. Congratulations to everyone. Yeah, and congratulations to Harsh. You deserve it.
Congrats.
Shooter, I mean, from me, big congratulations, not for the championship, but coming to D1. It sucks, you're gonna love it.
Come on, can't wait.
Yeah, but good job there throughout the season. Maybe a little bit unlucky, like Chips and I said over the stream, even with that disconnect and everything, but yeah, you still managed to get it, so great job.
No, we were. So we were before the race. I said that Harsh, anyways, like if he is finishing in points, it's done. Even though if I'm P1, so we before the race we decided that we'll do donuts. But yeah, but since I was at P1, so we didn't bought it up. And after the disconnect, it was like he only said it's a sign we should do the donut. He was like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean, Shooter disconnected the last lap. I was like, Shooter, it's a sign from the god of F1 or whatever EA. I think they want us to do donuts.
Should have put this on Discord. I mean, we all could have done donuts. And the car just passing through you guys.
That would have been the best way to end the season, honestly. To have like 7-8 cars doing donuts, and I think just Abhi crossing the line to win the race, something like that. That would have been absolutely amazing. But regardless of that, Shooter, that has been an amazing season by you.
Thank you.
A great pace, and I just want to request you to put your sanity aside and welcome to D1. You're gonna hate it, but you're gonna love it. Welcome.
It's a love-hate relationship.
One thing, guys.
Yes,
Harsh
you can.
and Shooter, stay safe. That's it.
Yes.
Can't wait for you to come if you can.
No, he's we'll make D3. We'll make D3.
We'll be there no matter what.
But let's move on to Harsh. Chips.
Yeah.
Our champion for season 10 division 2, Harsh1298. Are you here?
Yes, sir.
Very well.
I am.
This has been an amazing season for you, Harsh, and I think you can look back on this very fondly in the future. How has the season been for you, Harsh? How was it? All 18 races.
It has been a brilliant season. Yeah, all 18 races. I don't know, I might be one of the only few drivers in D2 who has finished all the races. But yeah, brilliant season. Have had ups and downs, and yeah, obviously congrats to Shooter. All the podium sitters as well today. I'm not sure after all the penalties who's sitting there. So yeah. But yeah, congrats to Shooter because honestly he was too consistent throughout the season. Getting 10 poles almost. Well, today he was not that close, but yeah, 10 poles in a season is recommendable. It's not something that rivals can do. That's more than 50% of the races he gets poles. So yeah, and his race is obviously again so consistent with that. So great job to him throughout the season. And yeah, as he talked about it, throughout the season, Shooter and I think both have become more mature because, as he said, we usually did try to keep it on track, whatever heaty moments, but after Qatar and Abu Dhabi, we did have some real life moments, but yeah, I think we will get past through them. We are already passed through them actually. But yeah, so Chips, overall great season, ups and downs, but great way to end it, honestly, alongside Shooter.
It really is. I must say though,
And
yeah.
I'm sorry, and like really like thanks to Shrikant for being a good teammate. I have shouted at him in middle race a lot of times because of like the heated moments, but really thank you to him for all the help he provided me. Yeah, sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, no, this is what I was going to ask you. That your partnership with Shrikant was also quite successful. You won the championship, I think, what is it, 2 rounds before the end of the season at Vegas,
think-
was it? I think you secured it there, so that's a
No,
very.
before Vegas, I guess.
Yeah, it was really quite a way back. I think maybe Brazil it was. So that's been a very, very successful championship season for you as well in terms of the constructors. That's very respectable, Harsh and Shrikant. Both of you have done very, very well.
Any car to win the championship in constructors, it would have been Ferrari. So they just gets
I
better.
disagree. I disagree.
I agree.
don't care.
I agree. Yeah.
Wicket, please take Red Bull next season first.
Yeah.
I'll try.
Harsh,
Yes.
not only for coming to D1 next season, but you don't have to technically pick Shrikant as your teammate because of the rules and the way IRL works. So congratulations for that.
First of all, I picked Harsh. Second, I am not there, so it's sad.
Yeah, but great job, man. Great job. I remember the first race I commentated on for D2. You, I think, had an incident at Hungary and you spun out. And then you had to make up a lot of.
Vintage player had some creative moments with me, but
Yeah. I mean, throughout the season, I think there's been a lot of ups and downs, but you still managed to carry it forward and get yourself ahead of the field and everyone and finish P1. So that's really incredible job right there. So congratulations and well fought.
Thank you, PSI. Thank you so much. Looking forward to race you guys in D1. Especially you. Looking forward to your videos. I hope I can be featured in them soon.
Wow, he featured me and
On the positive side of the videos, obviously.
careful what you wish for, Harsh. Careful
Stay
what you wish
safe.
for.
Stay safe, Harsh.
Yeah, so true. So
Very much.
You don't know where you are diving into.
Yeah, and also, I think Aston secured P2, right? In constructors.
I think you have.
Yeah, so I'll say kudos to Domitor also. It was not his season, to be honest, because he had a lot of personal engagements and also he was not consistent because he never practiced.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was there. He helped me however he can, and kudos to him.
Yes, absolutely. That's a very good 1-2 for you, both of you. It's 1-2 in the championship and 1-2 in the constructors as well. That's really proper consistency from all of you. But well done to today's race winners, today's podium finishers, Wicket, Vicky, Raman, and Seven. Well done to Shrikant for the season, and obviously, well done to you. Oh, yeah, and Harsh. That's been a very, very good season for both of you. You've given us an amazing finish to this amazing season to follow. D2 has been really a joy to commentate on all 18 races. Thank you, all of you, and just very well done. Can't wait
Thanks
for
to you
season 11.
also, Chips PSI, for commentating.
Oh yeah, thanks,
And
Chips.
yeah,
What a
thank
legend.
you, Chips, for being there throughout, constantly for all the races.
Yep.
You would make the streams much more entertaining than they are. Thank you.
Especially the Spain one.
Truly.
Oh.
Truly.
Yes. Spain D2
I
is-
think this is the longest interview ever in the history of D2 in my opinion. But
we have interviewed 6 people, so
I mean, yeah, it's gone for over 25 minutes. That's 1/4 of the stream. So.
Oh, you love it. But then again,
Yeah.
the remaining 3/4 में से I think what is it? I think 3/4 was the safety car. So fair enough.
Yeah,
We've had barely
true.
any
Agreed,
racing. We've had
agreed.
a safety car Grand Prix, and then we've had nice long interviews. I like that. But definitely an amazing finish. And PSI, if you remember, we did start the season as well doing comms for at Hungary, and we've ended it as well at Baku. So Alpine is love, as always. We shall see you all tomorrow for Division 1. And that's the end of Division 2 for Season 10. Thank you to all the drivers who participated, all the stewards, all the commentators, everybody everybody who's involved with D2 this season. It's been a joy to follow. We shall see you all for Season 11. But until then, just stay tuned for D1 tomorrow. Expect the unexpected. And one last time, thank you. Take care. Good night and bye-bye.
Bye bye.